Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. Today we have a very interesting topic, and yes, we are once again in my room. A little bit of a different view because I'm literally on the edge of my bed. I usually just have a seating bench or something like that. Today I am a little bit more focused up to the camera and to what it matters. And to what it matters we go on this video. We're here to talk about self-awareness. This is going to be sort of like a two-part video where I speak about self-awareness, how it is kind of shit for us, explaining a little bit of my... This is going to be like the biggest problem that I've had in my life. And then part two is going to be very interesting because we're going to go on to hypnosis and what really hypnosis is, and one of the clinical hypnosis session that I went to. And I'm also practicing some stuff in the house. So, self-awareness. This is something that I have struggled with all my life. Not because I don't have self-awareness, but because I have too much. And self-awareness, when you have too much, you start developing self-absorption, which means you are self-absorbed within yourself or in yourself. You don't forget about how a three-vision view of the world looks. What I mean is that you can turn off your brain from always being in your thoughts, from overthinking, from it sometimes being a pessimist and stuff like that. I will speak and I will give some advice in a more like clear-cut way on the part two of hypnosis, but right now we're just here to center it in the... I'm just gonna lay out the foundation of the problem. So, and the foundation of the problem is that I think I've always developed, and I have an active default network, which means my thoughts are always rushing. I'm always having ideas. I'm always having new... It's like I follow... How do I say? Imagine that it's a butterfly, and I want to follow that butterfly, and that butterfly is a thought. So I want to follow it, and I want to kind of like define it. I have that need for control. This is something that because I have done psychology sessions before a couple of years ago. And during those psychology sessions, I discovered that I like to control things. I discovered that I have this need for the unknown. I can't deal with it. So this is something different, but being self-aware means that you are always in your head, you are being analytical, this and that. And that's great. And maybe some people don't have enough of that, or they can't tap into it. But for me, either because of my childhood, either because of my growth, either because of my profession choice or whatever, I have that very developed. So this three vision of the world, sometimes you can turn it off, or you can turn off your thoughts. In this case, it's like, imagine that sometimes you just want to get drunk because you turn off, or you want to get high. You turn off, you're just there, you're just present. And that's what I am missing, and what I have missed all my life. And I've always struggled with this, and I've always fought it. I always kind of like thought that one of my problems was emotions, or I was not extrovert enough, but that's not it. The thing is that I put a lot of mental construct into things. It's that simple. Which means that before I do something, I have to kind of define it in my head and kind of think about how it's going to, like how the outcome is going to be, which is something so bad because it takes a lot of presence from you. It takes a lot of energy from you, especially in your head. Presence in the way of like, you are ruminating in your thoughts, and your thoughts are just being, they're handicapping you. You know, it's a handicap tool. It's not something that aids your life, or it's not like a trampoline, you know? It doesn't kickstart your engine. Your engine is just... So I feel like this has been one of the biggest problems in my life, because I always feel like if I am out of my head in a good way, and there are some activities that might help and others not so much. You can have addictions, or drinking, or smoking, or whatever. But if I can have a nice balance of getting out of my head, doing other stuff, and at the same time using that self-awareness and being analytical when I'm doing things, it's great. So one of the things that then we will speak about on part 2 is the hypnosis, and how hypnosis has helped me even more than meditation. Because I used to meditate, but I felt like meditation never gave me, or it was never the tool that I needed long term. Because what I used to do with meditation is that I focus on the present moment. But with hypnosis, the main difference is that you are focusing on your safe harbor. You are focusing on your safe anchor, okay? This anchor, this place, this object. And when you focus on that and then you go to that place, I will go more into it in the second video. When you find yourself shutting down your brain but actively thinking about feeling good, being in a good place, a lot of good things happen. But again, then we will compare the two. And I just wanted to say that if you don't have enough self-awareness, one of the things that I would start by doing is just writing down how you feel, what do you think you could improve, or third, just in general, if you would like to be more self-aware in that situation or not. Okay, those 3 things will help you a lot. And then if you have too much, is getting out of your brains. One of them can be listening to more music, especially when you work. The other one can be to just find something that it's more suitable and that you enjoy a little bit more. Because if we do things that we enjoy a little bit more, if we have plans, if we have a rhythm, if we have a wind, if we have a goal, our life just, we can organize it better. Not everyone is the same, but it is true. We need some fucking routine-esque thing to follow in our lives. And then the third would just be to be verbal. When you are thinking too much, be verbal and say, no, stop, enough. And by being verbal and actually projecting the words, your brain clocks it. If you are thinking about and you're like, okay, now we're just gonna rest, or I can't do it, and you're thinking, no, just be verbal, put it outside. And then it's sort of like creating the habit. This is all about habits. It's the same thing if you are used to going on social media or whatever. It's a habit. So our thoughts are also a habit. We usually have a repetition of thoughts during the day. Don't convince yourself that, oh my God, I'm thinking about so much stuff and so many different things. You're not. You're thinking about the same things repeated over and over. And that's normal. Okay, no one is crazy for doing that. That's how the head works, or our head. But the thing is that there are always ways to improve your situation. It might take a lot of patience, and it might take the snowball effect, which is starting is the hardest fucking action. And what I mean with self-awareness and overthinking is that having the habit to say, no, I don't want to think like this, or I don't want to be thinking too much, and fighting that goes a long way. And then when you have that habit, it becomes a snowball. And then it's easier to push and you just roll it down. Again, I always feel like I struggled with this all my life. It's not easy because sometimes we want to be in a different position. We want to do something more, okay? We don't know what more is, but we want to do something more. We want to change our current habits, whatever. Or we're just, thinking about something that really happened that kind of like gave us a little bit of a trauma. But we own our thoughts, okay? We have to own our thoughts, or our thoughts own us. And trust me, it is in a subconscious level that if you think about something or you have this idea, even if you judge yourself, subconsciously it can affect everything that you do in your life. Now again, this is a little bit more esoterical. This is a little bit more woo-woo stuff. But it's true, man. If you are in your head and you're just overthinking, you're fucked. Honestly, you are fucked. And this is something, like I said, that I think I struggled with all my life. Because every time that I am in a little bit of a swamp situation, I'm gonna start calling it swamp situation. I don't know, but yeah. Every time that I'm in a swamp situation, it means that I am not going out enough, or this or that. AKA, I am in my head more. Okay? So Because sometimes we make a problem and become so huge when it might be something that's right here and we don't have to extend it right here. Okay? It really depends on what it is. But we can control it. We can control it in the way of how we react to things. And it is true. How you react to things and how your thoughts are because of this action, because of this or this or this or that, makes a huge difference in your life. So this is the video, self-awareness. I just want to briefly promote that I am writing a book called Brush Your Teeth. It is not out yet. I am not really sure when it's going to be out, but I do promise that I am going to start to, in the process of finishing it. Brushing Your Teeth is a book about flow state and also self-awareness. This is something that I've introduced in the book not too long ago because I felt like it was the missing piece of the book. So with routine-esque activities, I want you to find flow state and also putting your brain to work. What I mean is that usually we do so many fucking weird routines during the day. Weird because we don't even know, and we're like, our brain is active, but we're just doing things. So in those activities, like brushing your teeth, I think we can change our lives. And then we have the part of self-awareness, because by thinking and having this self-improvement thing, we are going to be self-aware. So how can we do this and yes, do the study part, but then move on with our lives and just be present? That is going to be the topic of the book. But then I will make a video specifically about the book, and then for sure in the beginning it's going to be completely free for whoever wants to download it. So GG. Part 2, hypnosis. I am going to talk about how I experimented hypnosis, the main things that led me to experiment hypnosis, and my overall experience. And then I'm going to give you a free hypnosis script or guided meditation that you can follow that has helped me tremendously. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Have a nice week. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.